Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the hosts here, and today we're going to go through the charts. And we're going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow as well. There is a big day tomorrow, and that is most definitely going to bring a lot of volatility into the markets, and we're most likely going to see a big move. So we want to be on the winning side of that move. So before we get into this video, please make sure you smash a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring the trades that I bring you and continue to bring the TA I bring you as well. So make sure that you smash the thumbs up button, and yeah, we can get straight on into the video then. So taking a look at the Bitcoin charts, let's go and take a look at the 4-hour chart. So if you've been watching the channel for a few days, you know that I've entered this current short position that I am in. I entered that short position at around $20,831, currently in around 7.4% in a profit, $218 in a profit. And the reason I opened this is because we were coming into a big cluster of resistance. If you've been following the channel, you will know why I entered that. You know, we had the golden pocket, we had the top of this ascending parallel channel, and we also had a hidden bearish divergence as well. Cryptinvest, nice to see you back. Yes, make sure everyone slaps that like button. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, initially I am still within this short position, and I'm not going to close this short position until we get the invalidation. So the invalidation would be a break of this cluster of resistance approximately at $21,200. If we got a candle break above that, that would be the invalidation for me. But as of right now, I'm still within this short position, and I still do think that we are going to see the price pull back, because tomorrow we do have the Fed interest rate decision. The FOMC meeting is tomorrow, 1 day, 4 hours and 51 minutes. And it's looking pretty likely that we're going to get a 75 basis point rate hike. We're getting, 90.8% of analysts think we're going to get 75 basis point rate hike. And that's not going to be good for the markets at all. It's going to be very bullish for the DXY. We will most likely see that DXY push towards the upside, but we would most likely see Bitcoin pull back if we were to get a 75 basis point rate hike, and that's what we are most likely going to see. So once that decision comes out, we're going to get volatility coming in, and we're most likely going to see the price have a pretty substantial pullback when that data has come out. But maybe after that, we could have period of consolidation, or maybe that dip gets bought up as well. But right now, I am just looking to continue to hold this short position open, because for me, it's looking more bearish. Now, I did say yesterday that there was a possibility we could have a push towards the upside in the coming hours and over the course of today, because what I was looking at is, if we have a look at Bitcoin here, we can see that we were actually forming a hidden bullish divergence. So if I get the pen tool out, we can see we were forming higher highs yesterday on the price action charts and lower lows on the RSI. This is a hidden bullish divergence. So I did say that we could potentially see a push towards the upside, and we are getting a slight push towards the upside. And for confluence, you know, we were holding this support level at the mid-range, which the mid-range of parallel channels do tend to act as support and resistances. So I did warn you of this yesterday. I said we could potentially see a push towards the upside, but I am still short. And even if we were to come up to this major resistance level here, I would still remain in the short position and even add to that short position, because I do have a limit order at $21,180 for the next short. So if we were to come up to that level, I would still be short, unless we did get a break above it. So I would hold that short, and potentially I would expect to see the price come back down to sort of this support level here. If we broke that, then I would expect value area low at 20,000 approximately. Then if we broke that, I would expect the bottom of the parallel channel to be tested at around $19,800, $900 approximately. So right now, I'm still short on Bitcoin. We were also looking at the DXY as well. That was coming into the mid-range of the parallel channel. As you can see right there, perfectly finding resistance there. We are getting a slight rejection. As you can see previously as well, we have used that as resistance, and we've also used that as support. Mid-ranges of parallel channels do tend to act as support and resistance, but I do still think we could see that DXY push towards the upside, coming back up to 113, which is not good for the crypto market, especially if we get that 75 basis point rate hike tomorrow. We are most likely going to see that DXY push towards the upside and Bitcoin pull towards the downside. So the next level that I am looking at for Bitcoin is this blue upwards trending line here. If we can break below that and the mid range, which is coming in at very similar levels, then the next level I'll be looking at is that value area low, as I said, at $20,000 approximately. Then the bottom of the parallel channel at around $19,700, $800 as that next target. So initially, I am still short. But potentially today we could have a little push towards the upside. But most definitely, I would expect tomorrow to have a pullback. That is why I'm still within this short position. So that is everything I'm looking at for Bitcoin. I just wanted to bring you this really quick update to let you know what I'm doing and what I'm expecting from the price action today. Tomorrow, I am expecting that pullback, which is why I'm still holding this short position open. But today, possibly we could have a little bit more movement towards the upside. But I don't think we're going to see any big moves towards the upside in the next week. I think we are going to see the price pull back, and if we do pull back to major supports, so taking a look at bigger time frames, if we come back to major supports, we could potentially see a nice big bounce off that level, or we could get a break towards the downside. And if we've got a break towards the downside, that would be very, very bad news for the whole crypto market, because we would most likely have that last capitulation. I wouldn't say, it would be bad. I think it would be good to have one more capitulation event towards the downside. I do think a big one last leg towards the downside is something that we need. Then we can start that accumulation zone, and then we can start that bull run again. But for me, there is still a possibility that we could hold this major support level and we don't see lower. But if we do come back down and test this support level here, there is a possibility that we could see much lower. And to be honest with you, I think it would be good to get this capitulation event, especially for us who are dollar cost averaging. It would be great to buy Bitcoin at potentially 16, 15, 14,000. That would be really, really nice for us. So for me, I am still bearish in the short to mid-term. I'm right now in the longer term, I can't really put anything on it, but I do still think there is a possibility that we could go much lower than 17,600, which was the previous low, as you know, from this bear market. So yeah, right now I am expecting the price to come back and have a pullback, because we do have that Fed decision tomorrow. And yeah, that's just what I'm expecting. So I'm holding this short position open as of right now, 7.6%, 7.6 roughly percent in a profit, 224% in a profit. I've just seen a comment from Pat. Where did you learn to trade? So for me, when I learned to trade, I think the first thing I ever bought was actually a book about technical analysis, and I went over that. And mainly it was just self-taught from there. And then, watching other influencers, technical analyst influencers as well, just sort of self-taught from there, really. So that's how I sort of got into technical analysis and learned about technical analysis. And I've been doing it for 3 years now. So I'm sort of pretty familiar with what happens when certain patterns form on the charts. And, as you can see, I've been talking about these ranges for a very long time now. And in bear markets, ranges like this are the best things to trade from my experience. So I've personally, for me, I've only been through, this is sort of like the second bear market I've been through. COVID, it wasn't a proper bear market, but I still, I went through that, and it was sort of like a mini bear market. I went through that. And for me, that was my first sort of experience within a bear market. And the most amount of money that I made within that bear market was not actually shorting it. It was actually shorting and longing the accumulation phase, the sideways phase. So a fixed range like this is the perfect thing to trade. You short the value area high, and you long the value area low to the value area high, and vice versa. You short the value area high to the value area low. That's what I did during COVID, and I was just looking for these fixed ranges, on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, and I would just trade these, and I would trade that until the range was broken. Now, looking at this one, we're still in this big range. I know we've had a deviation here towards the upside, but we're still in this range. For me, it's not a clear break of the range yet. I think there's still a possibility that we could come back into the range. As you can see here, we tested that value area high and we got a nice bounce off of it. But right now, because we're still looking bearish, I do think we could see us coming back into that range. And, we can continue to trade this range. I haven't actually been longing the value area low. I've only been shorting the value area high. But that is another way that you can do it. You can long the value area low. But for me, I would like to see more confluence, and there just wasn't enough confluence there for me to actually long that. And as you can see, if you longed this value area low here, it didn't actually make it to the value area high, and that's normally where you would take profit. And then, it would have been a bit of a slow trade, and then, finally it would have seen some nice profits. But yeah. For me, I was looking for that confluence, so that's why I shorted this and shorted this. For me, this is a very, very good way to trade within a sideways moving market. So yeah, I think we're going to bring out a free course, and I'm going to mention stuff like this in that free course and talk about confluence and stuff like that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, Pat, do you need to be good at maths to do trading? No, no, you don't need to be good at maths at all. To be good at trading, you have to have sort of a little bit of an understanding of maths, I guess, when you're putting in your trades, but not actually to do technical analysis. Going on to Bybit and putting in your trades, you made a little bit of maths there, but no, you don't need maths at all. How do you get the value area high and value area low? Yeah, I'll quickly explain that. So let me get rid of this one here, and then I can just explain it for you. So if we get rid of that, there's this one here. It's called the fixed range volume profile. So if you go into, I don't know where it is now because I never go into these. I've always got them saved up there. But where is it? It's one of these ones here. Is it on the trend lines? No, it's there. No. Here it is, yeah. So it's on this one here. So above the icons, okay, you have sort of the measured move tools, and you have at the very bottom you have the fixed range profile, volume profile. So what you tend to do is when you see consolidation like this, okay, what you tend to do is you go to the start of that consolidation phase and you drag this fixed range from the start of the consolidation phase to sort of say the consolidation phase ended here and we hadn't seen this side here, then I would have dragged it to here. And as you can see, it would have given us a really good indication that the value area high is a good area to short, take profit at the value area low, long the value area low to the value area high, and so on and so on. So you could have looked at it here, say we were in this time frame, we didn't know what was going on here at all. We could say we're at the value area high, so this is a good opportunity to short. Obviously, you want to look for confluence, then you would short this resistance, okay, at the value area high, and you would short that down to the value area low. And as you can see, that hit the value area low perfectly, and you would have taken profit there. So you could have also longed this value area low, looked for confluence. There was a little bit of confluence coming in because we had a daily level here, but for me, it was a little bit too far away. And obviously, we were looking very bearish at that moment as well. So I did not actually long that, but you could have longed that, and it did hit that value area high as well. So yeah, this is sort of how you use it, but you can only use it in a sideways consolidation phase of the market. Once we're consolidating, if we're getting big pushes towards the upside, this tool isn't really very useful. But yeah, for sideways consolidation phase, this is the best tool that you can use. And I've shown it perfectly with showing you shorting this, and I'm now shorting this area up here as well, which hopefully is going to play out really nicely. As we can see, it's in the 7.44% profit, $220 in a profit. But I am expecting the price to potentially come down to that value area low if we break this value area high here, and then we break the support at the bottom of the parallel channel. I think there is a possibility we could come back down to $18,800, but that's only if we do break those major support levels. Do you hold long-term positions, or are you only trading value areas? I do take big trades as well and hold them for long periods of time. I am going to open up a long position that hopefully I can hold all the way until the top of the bull market. That is what I'm looking to do. Right now is not the right time to enter for me, because I still think there is a possibility that we could go lower. So I'm not looking for that yet. But yes, I do like to have those big trades that are long-term trades as well. And of course, if I enter one of those, then I will, of course, mention that. But for me right now, I'm just trading the ranges. Sitting on a ton of cash right now, waiting for 12K accumulation phase. Yeah, I think that's a possibility. If we break major supports, looking at this daily level, this weekly chart here, if we break this major level here, the next level I'm looking at is around 12,000. I think, that's a very possible target that we could be looking at. Now, of course, it's not certain that we are going to come down to 12,000, but I think if we do break this major level at around 18,800, we get a candle break below that, I think the next level is 12,000, because, just looking at this chart, if we break a major range, so we had major resistance here, major resistance here, major resistance here, we broke that range. Where did we go to? Straight up to the next range, which was the next major resistance level, which was this previous all-time high from 2017. Say we get rejected from a major level here, where do we come to? Straight down to the next major level right there. We break this major level here, previous support. Where do we come to? The next major level here. So I think if we break this major level, we would most likely come down to the next major level. That's what I would be looking at. So, yeah. Do I scalp trade? No, I don't really scalp trade. If there's a very clear scalp trade, then maybe I would, but no, I like to I like to day trade. I'd rather day trade. Scalping for me is just, you have to be constantly sat at your computer, and taking these really, really um, short trades. And for me, it's just I don't want to constantly be sat at a computer. I want to be able to put in my short position or long position. Like here, I put in my short position. I just walk away, have my stop loss in or my invalidation. And for the invalidation, my stop loss, we could be getting validated before the stop loss is hit. So I would have the on trading view, you can put alerts in. So I would have alerts in, putting those alerts in. So if we get to that invalidation level, then I would, close that position. But yeah, I'd rather, personally, I trade day trading, because I like to walk away and not have to worry about it. And then if I do have to act on anything, then I can come to my computer. But, I don't like to be just sat at my computer looking at a screen, waiting for the price to hit a target. And yeah, are you still waiting for 12K? Yeah, I'm still waiting for 12K. I still think it's a possibility. Of course, we could just continue to hold this major support level here and not see 12K. There is something that I was going to bring to you. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, so we have this Adam and Eve pattern. I know someone's mentioned it previously as well. So we get this sort of sharp move towards the downside, and then the price comes back up, and then we get this sort of more rounded bottom for this double bottom. This is called an Adam and Eve pattern. We're sort of forming that right now. As you can see, we've got that sharp move. Let's get rid of this magnet. You can see we've got this sharp move here, and now we're sort of getting that rounded bottom. So if we come up to 25,000 and we break that, I think that could have been this area here could have been the bottom of the bear market. But right now, we're still a little bit uncertain. There's still a possibility that DXY can continue to push towards the upside, which is going to bring the price of Bitcoin down. So right now, I'm still uncertain, but 12K is still on the table. I do think that is true. Is scalping not very profitable, though? Scalping can be very profitable. It can be a very, very profitable thing. I know some YouTubers that just scalp trade in the evenings, late at night, and they make good profit off of it. But for me, it's just not the right way to trade. I prefer to day trade. For trading, you have to do what suits you. If you have the time to be sat at your computer all day, every day, and you scalp trade, scalping, then it works for you. For me, I cannot be sat at a computer all day. I need to, get away from the computer. I can't be sat at the computer all day. So for me, day trading works the best, because I can sit down, look at the levels, wait for the levels to be hit. Once they get to them levels, I'll either long or short, whatever the markets are telling me that the highest likelihood of the price going to is. So that for me, day trading works the best. Other ways of trading, is just long term holding, and that works for people who cannot be sat at a computer every day, sitting down. Say you've got a job and you work from 9 to 5. Maybe you cannot even check the charts at all, so day trading doesn't work for you. So long term holding works for you. So it just depends on the person really. Day trading for me works the best. It's realistic considering macro economics, not no good signal in 2022 and 2023. Yeah, the for me, 12K is still realistic, Mr. Panda. I have this sense that you don't think 12K is going to be hit, and there's a possibility. You could be right. But for me, I do just still think with with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, it's looking quite scary. I can't lie to you, and with a recession looming as well. So this is one of the biggest things for me that signals that 12K is very possible, is because we have the 10-year and the 2-year yield and the 2-year. So you have two people. One person invests for 10 years, the other person invests for 2 years. You would expect that the person investing for 10 years would have a higher yield than the person investing for 2 years. But right now, the person that's investing for 2 years has a higher yield than the person investing for 10 years. So as we can see, the 2-year yield is 4.427. 10-year yield is 3.965. This is called the 2 and the 10-year yield curve inversion. And every time we've seen this happen, okay, it's actually led us into a recession. So around 1978, 1979, we had the 2-year exceed the 10-year yield. What happens? Recession. This is what this grey box is here. We had that again just before 1980, around 1980, I would say. We had the 2-year and the 10-year yield curve inversion, where the 2-year exceeded the 10-year. What happens? We went into a recession over the course of 1982. Around 1990, 1989, we had the same thing. The 2-year exceeded the 10-year. What happens? Well, in 1991, we went into a recession. Again, in 2000, the 2-year exceeded the 10-year. What happened? 2002, in a recession. Okay, here again, 2007, 2006, 2007, we had the 2-year exceed the 10-year yield. What happened? In 2007 and 8, we went into a recession. So for me, it's looking pretty likely that we're going to go into a recession. So that's why I still think that 12,000 is something that is very possible. If we go into a recession, we're going to see the traditional market have a bigger pullback, and we are going to see crypto have an even bigger pullback as well. So for me, 12,000 is still on the table. It's looking pretty scary. The world right now is looking pretty scary with all the wars that are going on as well, and the oil crisis as well. So for me, it is looking pretty scary, and 12,000 is still on the table. Of course, it's not 100%. We do still have technical patterns telling us that the bottom has already been in, but technical patterns get overruled by the fundamentals realistically. So yeah, that's why. What alts are you buying right now? I'm not buying any alts. Reason being is because if we do get another leg towards the downside, then I do think we could see the altcoins get absolutely destroyed. Well, they will. They will. If we have another leg towards the downside for Bitcoin, the alts will get absolutely destroyed. So right now, I'm staying away from altcoins until I'm happy that Bitcoin has established its bottom. Then I would start looking at getting into altcoins. But for me, once I'm happy that has happened, the biggest altcoins that I'll be getting into, one of them being Theta. Near Protocol, that's another one that I'll be getting into. AVAX, that's another one I'll be getting into. Phantom, probably loading up again on Phantom as well. Aptos is one that I'm looking at. I'm researching into that at the moment. I am considering that as an investment for the potential bottom of the bear market. And what else? Rose. We know that Ben liked Rose a lot, so I'm looking at that as well, and Solana as well. That's sort of one of the obvious ones, and I'll probably put a bit into Dot as well. Luna, no. Gala, yeah. I did actually. I was invested in Gala, and then when it sort of hit the take profits that I had, I exchanged that back into Bitcoin. But Gala, I know Gala, the gaming token, so I'll potentially be looking at getting back into that. But I was just in Gala because of the gaming token hype. I just wanted to be in. I say I FOMO'd into it, but I wouldn't say I FOMO'd into it because I did my research. I don't know. I did my analysis on it. And yeah, I made some nice returns off Gala, so potentially I'll be looking at getting into that. But the question is the gaming hype, the gaming token hype over? We'll have to see. But yeah, Gala is another one as well. So yeah, that's sort of my opinions on what I'm going to be investing into over the course of the next bull market. But right now, for me, I'm just sticking with Bitcoin, and I've still got a bit into Ethereum as well. I think around 80% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin, and the rest of it is in Ethereum. And then I think I do still have some smaller holdings of altcoins, but nothing big at all. So yeah, right now I'm just stuck into Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin has established its bottom, and I think Bitcoin has established its bottom, then I will start shifting into the altcoins, because taking a look at the dominance, I want to see the dominance coming up a bit more. If we can come up to this major resistance here, then I would definitely shift the majority of my portfolio into altcoins. And potentially, if we broke this major support level here, I would shift the majority of my portfolio into altcoins as well, because we could see the altcoins just massively outperform Bitcoin. Well, we will most likely see that. But for me, we need to establish that bottom first, and I need to be happy that the bottom has been in. Because if we do have another leg towards the downside, I would expect the dominance to come all the way back up to this massive resistance level here. So yeah, right now I'm just staying away from those altcoins, sticking to Bitcoin. And as you can see here, just trading Bitcoin, continuing to trade Bitcoin, and bringing that analysis to you as well. Is trading your full-time job? Yes, trading is my full-time job. I've been doing it for just a little under 3 years now, full-time. I was still working when I started, but I quit my job and I went trading full time. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's everything that I'm looking at right now. Bitcoin, I still think a pullback for Bitcoin is necessary. We're getting support there. We're getting resistance on the DXY right now. But for me, I still think we're going to have another leg towards the downside, especially with the Fed meeting in 1 day, 4 hours. Let's update that quickly. Yeah, 1 day, 4 hours, 21 minutes. So for me, I think a pullback is more likely than seeing a push towards the upside. So I am still currently in this short position, as you can see right here. And if anything changes, I will bring that to you straight away as well. So please make sure you smash a like on this video if you enjoy this content. If you enjoy me bringing you trades like this, I've brought a number of trades to you over the course of the last 2 months. I think we've had 4 or 5. I can't exactly remember. Only one of them was a losing trade. So pretty good track record so far. So make sure you smash a like on this video if you want to continue to see these trades, continue to see me bringing you these trades transparently as well, actually showing you these trades. And the technical analysis. If you want me to continue bringing you the technical analysis as well, please make sure you smash a like on the video, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Me and Ben will be going live together for the FOMC meeting. We will see how the market reacts to the FOMC meeting. For me, if we're going to get that 75 basis point rate hike, this short position will most likely explode, and we'll see much more returns from this short. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next live tomorrow. Thank you.